Mortal Shell is a third-person action role-playing game developed by Cold Symmetry and published by Playstack. You play as that one guy from that one Ridley Scott movie, and you go around and, well, I'm gonna be honest, I have no fucking clue what the story in this game is about. You play as this guy, who I'm going to refer to as White Boy because I tried looking online and I couldn't find a name. So, White Boy it is. And while the title is a little bit misleading because you are in fact not mortal, and there are no shells in the game. But what my tiny monkey brain could figure out is that you, the player, have to push the analog stick forward enough to encounter enemies, and then die to said enemies, until you figure out the enemy's attack patterns, and then proceed to die a little bit less. But only a little. Once you've killed enough enemies, while also still having the willpower to push the insurmountable analog stick forward, you will encounter a big enemy. I believe these enemies are referred to by my fellow gamers as bosses, but I don't see a Thai cheating wife and receiving hurler. Do you? Anyways, I digest. White Boy has to kill a certain number of bosses and extract the glands? What the fuck? Who wrote this shit? The game has limited customization compared to, say, Dark Souls. An odd comparison, I know. But you do have a choice of characters known as shells, because I guess rotting dead corpses didn't really roll off the tongue. There are 4 shells, not including White Boy. Harrow the Vessel is your first shell. He is your basic warrior or knight build, jack of all trades, a good balance between defense and attack. Then you have Solomon the Scholar, which is the one I use the most, which is a more tanky shell with a high resolve, and paired with Seal Infusion healing, allows you to basically keep healing, assuming you don't mess up the parry timing. Plus he's also the coolest looking, and any fan of Dark Souls knows the game is basically Barbie dress up with a side of depression. Iridim? How the fuck do I... Whatever. Iridim, the Venerable, is the 3rd shell, and he's also the tankiest of all the shells. But he also has shit cardio, so think of him as Anthony Johnson of the game. And last but certainly not least, we have Paris Hilton. The game also allows you to play as White Boy, with no shell, but in all honesty, if I wanted to stick my dick in a toaster, I already would have. My first issue with Mortal Shell is that the game's environments are very same. The game takes place in Fulgrim, a dark fantasy forest that inhabits bandits and ghouls. And in the centre of Fulgrim is Fulgrim Tower, the Firelink Shrine of Mortal Shell, if you will. You were required to go to 3 different temples and return back to Fulgrim Tower. Finding the first 2 wasn't an issue, but finding the last one took far longer than it should have. Yeah, I legit don't have a clue where I'm supposed to go. I legit don't know. I was constantly walking around in circles due to the environments just looking the same. Maybe this was an issue I only had, but I figured I should mention it. My second issue is the scuffiness of the game. Don't get me wrong, there are many AAA games with more jank, but still the jank is here. I encountered an issue multiple times throughout my 12.5 hour playthrough, and that issue was not being able to parry, which is kind of a big deal when it's one of the most important mechanics of the game. Okay, my guy didn't want to parry. Why can't my... This is such an annoying ass bug. And my character like... I can't parry anymore. I'm spamming the parry button. I'm parrying. There are also more annoying bugs like the camera being pulled back to the original mob instead of the mob that are closer to you, and your traditional Dark Souls camera jank. Mortal Shell is Cold Symmetry's first game, and it's honestly a pretty good first attempt. The game is a little rough around the edges, but nothing unbearable compared to, I don't know, most AAA games. It ran great on my PC and played fine minus the bugs already mentioned, but these issues no doubt will be patched out, but the only real issue is the samey level design. The game is a lot easier than say Dark Souls, and the game is about as easy as a nun in Chippendale's performance compared to Sekiro. But I beat Sekiro Soulsborne games, and difficulty isn't the end all be all for me. And so if you are okay with a Souls-like with easier gameplay, you'll probably enjoy Mortal Shell. And the game is only $14.99 on the Epic Game Store if you use the Mega Sale coupon. #not sponsored. Unless...